till Christmas with more festive content for you. So I have one book for each letter in Christmas. And the first book for C is Christy by Catherine Marshall. This is a book that just lived up to all my wildest dreams for what it would be. I grew up watching the TV series, and I think I kept being hesitant to read the book because surely, it just couldn't live up to what I thought it would be. And it was just so much more than that. What I love is there's a lot that happens in there, but it has this really quiet tone to it. So it can really, the story can sink into you and affect you in a way that a more quick page turner of a book just can't. And I love how it addresses the bigger questions of life, and it is such a thoughtful book. And both times that I've done a buddy read of it now, we've had very deep conversations because this book just prompts that. And I am very much looking forward to, I've already planned with the Kindred Spirits Club, we're going to be reading it in September because it is a very back to school book to me, because it does take place over all seasons, but since Christy is, she is a student of being a teacher. She's learning how to be a teacher, but also it starts when she starts with them, the school year. And so it just seems appropriate to read it in September. So keep that in mind for your 2023 reading plans. I'm very much looking forward to reading it again. Okay, the next one is H, and I wanted to go with The Hobbit by Tolkien. This book is endlessly rereadable to me, and I think it's because the characters are just old dear friends now at this point, and seeing people willing to do such hard things to make the world safe, to make the world a better place, and all of the sacrifices make them so endearing to me. And Tolkien's writing, he just is so captivating with this other world, with Middle Earth, helping you to travel there. I love how inspired by folklore and mythology Tolkien was, and you can tell he just has such a love for that in his stories, and characters just pushing back the darkness to make the world a better place. It's so beautiful to behold. And number 3 for R is, I wanted to talk about Miss Reed. Miss Reed is an author that it took me a long time to completely fall in love with her books. I, for about a decade, have loved the Christmas at Fairacre books. Or I've read No Holly for Miss Quinn and The Christmas Mouse. Village Christmas, it'll be my first year this time reading Village Christmas. Something about her writing, the quietness of it, as I've gotten, now into my 30s, very much in my 30s, something about quiet writing just captivates me. So Mary Russell Mitford and Jan Karon's books and Elizabeth Goudge's books, these, kind of quieter books that are very introspective. There's something about them that is just absolutely magic to me now. And so Miss Reed, I'm so grateful. This is the year I finally fell in love with her. And it was kind of a combination of Gina from Gina Stand Your Books and, oh my goodness, I'm totally drawing Janelle from Too Fond of Books, both talking about Miss Reed to me in their Cozy Things chats. And I thought, you know what? I'm going to give her a second try. And it's just been the most fun falling in love with her books. And now going through the Fair Acre series with Chelsea and Rainey and Angie. Something really lovely to look forward to every month. So my cup runneth over whenever I think about how much Miss Reed's books mean to me now. And then for I, a bookish accomplishment that I'm very happy happened this year is I finally read Ivanhoe by Sir Walter Scott. This is one that the Betsy Tacy series for years made me want to read Ivanhoe because of the chapter in Betsy in Spite of Herself. And it's just this big assignment, and it's a very funny chapter about who did or did not read Ivanhoe, and then they have to write an essay about it. And I was surprised at how much I did enjoy Ivanhoe. I wasn't expecting to be kind of swept away by it. There were definitely the passages that I got bogged down in, but through and through it very much felt like an adventure, and it just felt such an old-fashioned adventure tale, which it is. And I love that about it. So I'm very happy that I read Ivanhoe. At some point, I would love to try reading maybe Rob Roy by Sir Walter Scott. And yeah, I'm just really pleased that is checked off the list now. And then for the first S in Christmas, I have Spencer's Mountain by Earl Hamner Jr. Now, this is a book that I am currently reading, so it's very much on the brain, but it to me is also in the Christy category of this kind of very countryside, not, the cast of characters are not very sophisticated or educated, but they're very much salt of the earth people. And they're very intelligent in other ways than, they can't write you an essay on quantum physics, but they really know how to make great buttermilk, or they know how to make like the perfect beef stew, or how to make your own table from a tree that is on your land. It's very much, it's a different kind of intelligence, and I do worry we're becoming over civilized and losing a lot of that. And it is another book that it is rather quiet. It doesn't have, the first opening chapters had kind of some rather poetic reflections and ruminations on life. And it doesn't have that as much in the later chapters. So I am still very much enjoying it, but I don't know if it's going to get a 5-star rating anymore. When it opened, I was like 5-star rating because of the beautiful, lyrical, reflective passages. So now it just has the heart and the warmth and all of the people. And so it's very solid 4 stars. Things could change still by the end, but I love this family. And the narrator is Clay, or Clayboy, and his father is Clay. And so I just love getting to know this family and their struggles. And it's during the Great Depression, so it really does help you put things in perspective. And if you are feeling any self-pity, then you should read Spencer's Mountain. And I'm so excited. When this video goes up, hopefully I will be reading the sequel, which is The Homecoming. Or it's not the sequel. The Homecoming was written first, and it's a little Christmas novella about a time that his father was lost on Christmas Eve, and he goes out and looks for him. The next one for T is The Tale of Cuckoo Brow Wood. And this is a series that I'm so glad to have stumbled upon it. I think I first heard about it from Natalie at Curious Reader. And it's one that if I had heard it in detail, kind of talked about, I don't know if I would have gotten on with it. Because the animals talk in this, but let me tell you, it's just pulled off so well. For one thing, Janelle from Too Fond of Books pointed out that the animals don't talk to the humans. The animals just talk to each other, and then the humans just talk to the other humans. And something about it works so well. And it's just a really remarkable series, and I love that it's not very murdery, and so it to me falls more in the Mitford and misread category than it does a murder mystery category. There is always some kind of mystery to solve, sometimes even a murder mystery, but it's not really the point of the series, and I love that about it. When you want a gentler mystery series, I definitely think you should try this one out. And then I want to talk about, where is my copy? I have it right here. For M, Man and Wife by Wilkie Collins. If you are at all considering reading this, please, please, pretty please read this. You can even use the audiobook to kind of make it feel less intimidating. Nicholas Bolton reads it. He does a fabulous job. Although what's funny to me is I love his narration of David Copperfield as well. And in David Copperfield, the voice that he uses for Dora, it's the same voice that he uses for Blanche. So it was really funny to me. This story, you do have to get stuck in. If you saw my Victober review, it takes 100 pages for it to really get going. But then once it did, this was such a solid 5 stars. And it has some very dark kind of paths that the story goes down on. And it's so captivating. And it has an incredibly satisfying ending. I loved it. I just was so shocked by how much I loved it. So I implore you, read Man and Wife. All right, then for A, At Home in Mitford. Speaking of quiet slice of life stories, another one that I'm so grateful now to have found that series, because it's one that I know will stand up to rereads. I kind of want to get, I think out of the entire series, I probably have 7 that I just head over heels love the book. I would love to have all of those just on audio, ready to go whenever I need them. And good grief, they're just glorious, glorious books. And I love such a huge cast of characters. By the end of the series, there are hundreds of characters. I almost think I read somewhere there's over 500 characters throughout the course of the series. There's something so special about it. And, you know, people have asked about more sequels, but I think she ended it on such a good note. And now there's the Mitford Museum that you can go visit. Yeah, such a special, special series. And I love it because I also love the grace that she gives her characters. And when people are making bad choices, there's no judgment there. There's kind of, yes, they could do better, but there's no like, I'm so much better than them. It's kind of, we all make mistakes. We all make terrible decisions at certain points. And hopefully we can extend grace to others when they make mistakes and be shown the same grace when we make mistakes. So yes, just such a series that's full of love just for people. And then last for S, and this is a little spoiler for my favorite books of the year. This is my favorite book of the year. I predicted that when I read it I think it was back in February, and I said that, and Son of the Deep. And then I read it again in July, and I loved it just as much the second time around. This is such a special retelling of The Little Mermaid, and it has just characters going up against all odds. I love that kind of a story, and you really get to see what a character is made of, what they can do when they are really pushed and they have to show what they're made of. It's just such a wonderful fairy tale retelling. I love the magic in it. There are bits of magic, but most of all, I just love the people and the romance, obviously, all of the side characters. It's just a perfect potion, as I like to say, a perfect potion of a Little Mermaid retelling. So I know K.B. Hoyle has more fairy tale retellings in her future, and I'm very, very here for it. So those were my books that spell Christmas. If you do not have a channel and you would like to tell me your books that spell Christmas, please leave it in the comments down below. I would love to see it. Thank you as always for watching, and I will be back with another video soon, and Merry Christmas to one and all.